So we're just in the process of setting up a saltwater aquarium. I'm just going to run you through some of the bits and pieces that the aquarium's got. So it's got a large canister filter, a large Jackarel Unimax canister filter. It's really important that the outlet of this canister filter agitates the surface to replace oxygen. Bacteria in the filter will actually suck out. The next thing we've got on the aquarium is we've got a dosing pump, and the dosing pump is connected to some Ultimate Aquacare phosphate remover, and the phosphate remover dosing some 2 mils a day is going to help reduce our phosphate level. Reducing our phosphate level will help to try and ensure that the algae will be under control. Now the tank has got some living rock in it. Now the living rock will go through various colour phases. So at the moment it's predominantly sort of greeny white, which just is signifying that it is not established, obviously. As this rock establishes, it's very possible that the rock will go brown and it won't look that nice, and that brown will be a diatom algae which will establish on the rock. Then as the tank matures, the diatom algae will tend to give way to a green algae. The green algae won't look very nice too, and the green algae will soon go away as we slowly up the dose of the phosphate remover. Also at that point we can put in various scavengers as well. We can put in fish, urchins, snails, abalones, and a whole bunch of stuff that like to eat algae, because the algae will then become a commodity, and that will help to clean the aquarium. Then as the aquarium starts to mature and we start to raise the calcium and carbonate pH, and all the water starts to become right, the nitrate and phosphate starts to drop. Eventually we'll probably get some more doses on the system just to stabilize the system even more. Then you'll get this lovely purpley coralline algae, and that establishes, that indicates that the aquarium is well established, and we will not expect that to occur for several months. So it is very important that we take our time with these aquariums and we stabilize the aquariums and we be patient with the aquariums. Now the next thing we'll talk about is the test kits that we've got. This particular test kit has got a pH, a ammonia, which is 1st degree fish waste, nitrite, which is 2nd degree fish waste, and nitrate, which is 3rd degree fish waste. So the ammonia and nitrite tell you whether the filters have matured and whether there's enough good bacteria in the filters. The nitrate will tell you whether you need a water change or whether they consider putting a nitrate remover with a doser onto the tank. Now this one here is the one that we need to use to fine-tune the aquarium, especially if or when we decide to put corals in this aquarium. So this one has calcium, it has carbonate, it has phosphate, and it has another nitrate test kit. So these are the more fine-tuners. The phosphate and nitrate is what will cause your algae. Your calcium and your carbonate is what will help to supplement the corals and allow good coral growth. Now we've also got a hydrometer. Now the hydrometer is what's going to test our water. This needs to be tested at least once a week. So this aquarium will be getting serviced regularly, but will definitely require testing in the meantime as recommended. So because this at the moment is a fish only aquarium, we'll tend to keep the salinity about 0.020. So I want to keep the salinity nice and low. As the aquarium establishes and as we start to put corals in the aquarium, we will start to raise the salinity. Whenever we add new fish, we definitely want to raise the salinity. We've also got a logbook that we're going to fill in. Every time that these tests are done, the logbook must be filled in to ensure that we are keeping track of the results that are put in the aquarium. In this case we're going to have to replace the heater because this is a very old heater that's going to need to be replaced. It's important, even if you are getting your aquarium serviced, it is important to know what is going on with the aquarium, because having someone come once every 2 to 4 weeks and look after your tank, it's all good to clean your tank and help out, but it really is not enough. You must have a base knowledge of what's going on in the aquarium. To think that someone can just come every 2 to 4 weeks and dissolve all your responsibility is not realistic. It is absolutely important that you take some time and that you watch this several times and you understand it, because your aquarium is your responsibility. And so though maintenance people are here to make your life easier, and to help run your tank and to advise you and so forth. They cannot be here all the time. So you must understand what's going on. It's a lot of fun, it is interesting. It just means grab yourself a beer, sit down and watch it a few times. That's about all we need you to do. Now this one is Easy Life. What this does is to put a type positive charge into the water, so therefore it'll help to stop negative bacteria and so forth growing. It'll help to keep in solution what should be in solution and drop out of solution what shouldn't be in solution. So therefore it also can be used as a water ager and just an all-round general good additive that helps the success of your aquarium. Now we've got some high quality fish food here. As far as fish food is concerned, whenever you add new fish, don't feed them for the first 2 days. Then when you do feed them, we want you to feed them about the fish eating 30 seconds, so there's not one speck of food left after 30 seconds. And watch the belly of the fish to see whether you're feeding them enough or too much. And then this is a gravel cleaner. What the gravel cleaner does is allow you to, when you do a water change, it allows you to suck all of the waste out of the bottom of the aquarium, because when you do a water change you don't want to just pull the good water out of the top, you want to pull all the garbage out of the gravel, and that will maximize the value of your water change. So the tank's also got a protein skimmer on the back, and we've made various videos on the protein skimmer. But because the protein skimmer is only running in and the protein skimmer is only new, the adjustments will need to be made regularly to ensure that the froth stays in the cone here. If the level is going down too low, we can open up the air valve and that will raise the level. If the froth is going too high, then we can close the air valve and that will lower the froth level, all governed by the colour of the froth. If we want the coloured froth to come out and we want the white froth to stay in the unit, then we know that it's working properly. And when we look at the unit, we want it to be predominantly white with bubbles. So this aquarium is micro bubble to the hell right now, and that's just because it's a new skimmer and it's just been turned on. What we will be recommending is that the skimmer is on a timer, so therefore the skimmer will come on at night time. It'll come on when the aquarium is not likely to be watched, and therefore the micro bubbles will not be a problem. The micro bubbles will be nothing like this once the skimmer is run in. The micro bubbles are just really bad at the start and will calm down to really quite an acceptable level. I also highly recommend that the lights are on a timer. Seeing that the aquarium is currently not a reef aquarium and currently it is a fish only tank, we're going to try and minimize how often the lights are on. So therefore, if we've got a timer and we can set it so the lights are only on when we're really likely to be enjoying the aquarium, then that's all fine. If we get corals in the aquarium, then we do want to run the lights at least 8 to 12 hours a day once we have upgraded the lights to good LED lights, and trying to make sure, depending on which way the sun is, trying to make sure those shades are well drawn. That's absolutely going to help with algae. If this aquarium does get algae because the shades are not drawn often enough and it is getting direct sunlight, you do need to up the dose of the phosphate remover, because the algae does need phosphate as a food source. And we'll have to watch the temperature in here in summer. If this does prove to be a very hot room, then a chiller may need to be added onto the aquarium, and that will help to keep the temperature down, and that will be predominantly required for the corals, not so much for the fish. Only time will tell with that one.